I've seen the internet flooded lately with articles, videos, posts talking about remote working best practices. I've read some good articles myself, and I admit they could provide some very good advice. There are a lot of best practices out there, and you probably have seen it all before. In this video, I'll give you another perspective of looking at remote working and workspace problems, why they are there in the first place, and how to solve these problems to create a high performance remote working culture. Over the past month, most organizations have experienced an increase in all of the common workspace problems like adapting to change, low performance, conflicts within team, lack of work engagement, low motivation, just to name a few. Some individuals thrive in remote working environments and some struggle. So, what is it that makes individuals efficient and effective in an online workspace? I'm sure this is the question most HR professionals and business leaders must be asking themselves. So, let me tell you that your team might not be facing these situations or these challenges because of a technical skill gap or inexperience. It's because your team members don't feel comfortable enough to fully engage emotionally with each other and therefore the task at hand. Is there something which can be incorporated into the DNA of an organization to overcome all these challenges? Yes, of course. Two words: emotional intelligence. By fostering emotional intelligence, we can establish a level of connection which is often removed when we eliminate a face to face meeting or work on a connection remotely. According to the World Economic Forum, EQ is one of the top 10 skills needed for workers at all levels of organizations in 2020 and beyond. McKinsey & Company predicts that the need for emotional skills will outpace cognitive skills by 2030. Yet, in a recent study by Harvard Business Review Analytics Services, only 18% of companies said that they had ingrained emotional intelligence into their culture. Is your organization in the 18% or 82%? If you're not sure, it's much more likely that your organization is in the 82% of businesses that do not have the emotional intelligence embedded in their culture. Take an example. Some of your best leaders and employees are competent in crucial business areas but interact poorly with people. Under pressure, they may bully, ignore, or threaten or embarrass employees, vendors, and even customers. And that leads to the problem, which is that people spend more time repairing interpersonal problems than getting work done. Employees are disgruntled and unmotivated, teams disintegrate, good people leave, leading to productivity and profits going down. But what is EQ? Emotional intelligence, shortened to EI or EQ for emotional quotient, can be defined as using your emotions intelligently to gain the performance you wish to see within yourself and to achieve interpersonal effectiveness with others. During this time of uncertainty, a few questions can help determine the quality of emotional intelligence the employees of an organization are displaying. Questions like, are employees displaying empathy during the calls or otherwise? Are they showing optimism in the face of uncertainty? Are they being flexible in this new normal? Are they managing their distressing emotions well? Are they adapting smoothly to the changing realities? If the answer to these questions are maybe, or to some extent yes, or a straight no, then what can be done to improve the EQ among employees? To understand the tenets of EQ, it's important to cultivate self-awareness. And in my last video, I spoke about 5 habits which can increase self-awareness. But what after that? How can the concept of EQ be simplified for everyone, right from the frontliners to the leaders who can adopt it easily and follow through for sustainable change? The answer is Enneagram. Corporations, small businesses, and nonprofits around the world are using the Enneagram as a breakthrough approach for leadership development, team building, communication skills, and building emotional intelligence. Indeed, the Enneagram offers significant benefits for anyone who works with others, including managers, HR personnel, consultants, coaches, trainers, facilitators, negotiators, and mediators. I am an accredited Enneagram practitioner and have worked with organizations very closely with the tool of Enneagram to develop the frame of EQ for employees and organizations. The Enneagram describes 9 ways of seeing the world that are very different from one another, each with their unique strengths and blind spots. Learning to recognize these different points of view enables us to understand co-workers' motivations, needs, concerns, and styles of working and relating to them. Enneagram and emotional intelligence helps people master their emotions, relating to each other in a more productive way and driving for results. We help people create new habits, which is the key to sustainable change. I want to invite you to join me in my upcoming webinar, where I'm going to be talking about how to create a high-performance remote culture with Enneagram and emotional intelligence. In this free webinar, I'm going to be sharing my biggest insights and work-transforming practices that I have gathered over the last 4 years, having worked with organizations looking to develop a high-performance culture using EQ and Enneagram. If you are someone who has been working with your team remotely, you may have attended sessions, webinars, or read articles regarding this new challenge and how it is impacting both your organization and your people. Research on human behavior pertaining to mental well-being is still on, and one thing is for sure, the biggest currency for all businesses are their employees. And if they can be efficient and productive while having the equanimity to handle this crisis near home. Please join me for this webinar to get to know the human quotient, which is a powerful framework to enhance the employees' performance and experience in their workplaces. You can register for my webinar using this link in the description, and we will get in touch with you to share the rest of the details. If you like this video, please feel free to share and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay home and stay safe.